Chelsea has taken the least amount of points in the 2023 of the 17 Premier League teams that didn't get relegated last season. Basically, if we checked the 2023 Premier League table, Chelsea would not only be in the relegation zone, they'd also be dead last. So what on earth has happened? We're talking about Chelsea here, the team who won the UEFA Champions League in 2021, the FIFA Club World Cup in 2022, played 2 domestic cup finals that same year, and finished the 2021/22 Premier League campaign comfortably in 3rd. It's only been a year, so how do you go from that to 5 points in 6 games? Well, as we all know, Todd Bowley and Egbali took over the club in 2022, and pretty much immediately the weird decisions started to happen. They backed Thomas Tuchel with a summer of £260+ million. Although the spending would start late in July, they quickly added Raheem Sterling, Kalidou Koulibaly, Marc Cucurella, Wesley Fofana, Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang and Dennis Zakaria in the summer to the first team squad. Although the quality of the signings are indeed questionable, what's truly weird about it was the sacking of Thomas Tuchel just 1 month into the season after receiving 200 million worth of investments, and the transfer window had shot. Todd Bowley and Egbali had decided they wanted a complete bottom-up overhaul of the club. So they paid £12 million to pull Graham Potter out of Brighton and sign him a 4-year contract. The Englishman was far from an elite hire, but was revolutionizing the Premier League with a brand of possession ball that elevated the level of his players at Brighton. The message from Chelsea was clear. Potter would be the man to lead the club into the future. Whilst that may have been the case, the present was concerning. Up until January, Potter was stuck with players he didn't sign and donned with the expectations of a club vying for trophies. As a result, none of his tactics stuck to the players and results were poor. After January, however, he could have no such complaints. The Chelsea owners racked up their spending total to over €600 million with the addition of World Cup winner Enzo Fernandez, French defender Benoit Badiashile, Mikhailo Mudryk, Noni Madueke, and a loan move for João Felix. Which is why when results didn't improve by March, Potter was canned.
Pack your things. Get out of my building.
The guy signed for 4 years meant to spearhead a rebuild didn't even make it to 12 months. Frank Lampard was signed as an immediate manager till the end of the season, whilst Bowley and Egbali searched for the new spearhead. Under Lampard, results didn't improve at all. Chelsea ended the season in a lowly 12th place, a feat most of the fans would have deemed impossible at the start of the season. It was truly miserable. Chelsea lost to Leeds, Southampton, Aston Villa, Wolves, Fulham, Brighton, Newcastle, Manchester United, and Arsenal. They also managed to draw as many of the games they didn't lose as possible and lost to City 4 times. The terrible season came and gone, and from the Chelsea perspective, there's not much more that needed to be said about it. All energy needed to be focused on making sure it never happens again. First, the American owner needed a new manager for the project, and thus Mauricio Pochettino was hired, a man famed for nurturing young talents. Soon enough, Chelsea would resume splashing the cash in the transfer market, but not before they did a little selling themselves. In order to cut down the squad size and remain in line with FFP regulations, Chelsea had begun to sell or let go of a lot of senior players, with the expressed intention of replacing them with younger and more long-term players. Jorginho, Havertz, Mount, Kante, Kovacic, Mendy, Azpilicueta, and Christian Pulisic, to name a few, were ushered out to make room for new signings like Nico Jackson, Caicedo, Lavia, Desasi, Nkunku, and Ugochukwu, to again name a few. The results, however, hasn't changed. Chelsea have picked up only 5 of the 18 points available in the first 6 games of the 23/24 Premier League season, which means Chelsea continue to maintain relegation form across 4 managers and €1 billion worth of talent. Some people claim the medical department is to blame for this, as time and time again, Chelsea find key players out with injuries. Others say it's an overall lack of direction and erratic spending by the club owners. And a lot claim it's something as simple as a tactical misfire from Pochettino, and all he needs to do is stop playing key players out of position.